Identifying.
Standby one. Let's go. Let's go.
You are about to experience the uncensored conversations, stimulating wit, and the thought-provoking wisdom. Bold, raw, and uncut. Right now, on the LanceScurv Show.
But let me say it officially again. LeoTheLioness, I miss you. I'm not going to say it the way I said it before I hit the record button.
I understand. They be like, what the hell going on?
Dang. Man, we got so much to talk about and different things. And you see, I've still been swinging it and whatnot. And so we got so much to catch up on. And I'm never too far either. You know what I mean? And that number, 407-590-0755, that's the only number I have now. I got rid of the other one, so just lock that one in.
I'll make sure I lock it in and replace the other one.
Yeah, the other one's, unless it's the 888 for the call in, that's still good. But as far as a cell phone, that's it. It was too confusing for me. And I was like, wait a second, why do I have all these numbers anyway? You know what I mean?
Right,
But
I understand. You don't need one.
yeah, but your response, sweetheart, knee jerk. I read part of it because when it pops up on my screen, I see part of it. I don't see the whole thing. But is that situation rare?
I don't think so. I think that is more common than what people will really state. I just think that, of course, the drama, which we're used to, is always more. It's put more on Front Street, I believe. But no, it happens. You just have people who understand that things in life do not work out. Like I said, there are exceptions to the rule to where some, parents, baby mothers or baby fathers, may actually have a reason to take issue with the new partner.
Right.
It's only natural, especially if the new partner came as a result of infidelity.
Right.
That would be understandable, but even when it comes to that, you have to understand that things in life do not last, okay? And the best thing that you can do for both parties is, whether it's the person there or not, is to try to get along with that other person, because if you want your child to even have a chance of having a half-decent life, you want to be able to get along with that other person. And
right.
It's not always easy, but you have to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you making it hard, your child suffers as a result of the choices that you and that other parent made, even just from them being conceived in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to make it right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least on social media, and that went viral. I think it went viral because many perceive it to be the exception to the rule. And like you said, it's more common. I know a lot of folks are locked up because of those situations, something stemming out of it, and egos are involved, or you have that baby mama who's trying to make the man's life hell, or maybe, like I said before, that the new woman doesn't like the child, and because it's a representation of the baby mama, and so I'm going to get back at you. It could be a power struggle, or,
Yeah.
the mother, the baby mama, she's to be really commended because she doesn't have any ego involved. She's looking at it from the best interests of the child. And how many of us really do that? And of course, yes, you must be protective. You must check that new person out. That's a whole new energy. You don't know what their intentions may be. You just don't know. Also, let me throw that in here that, women can be child molesters also. You just don't know. So once the person passes that check, then what's the problem? Because for some baby mamas, it's never good enough. It's why did she put that shirt on that way? Why did she choose that color? I'm still the mother. You know what I mean? So
that's insecurity. I mean, clearly, you know what I'm saying? That has to do with being insecure within yourself. It also, like I said, has to do with usually unresolved issues between the parents. A lack of closure they may want from the other person. Like I said, at the end of the day, when you get to live in life long enough, when it comes to all situations, some things just come to an end, and sometimes the closure is just the fact that it's over and you need to move on with your life. Now, is it easy? No. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a child that's involved, they're looking at this. Like I've said before, you know, we are the examples of love and relationships to these children.
Yes.
And we, especially when the child is young, we believe that, you know, they don't know what's going on, or we don't take as seriously their feelings in the situation. And then when they get older and are constantly a part of dysfunction themselves, then we want to turn a blind eye and say, I don't know how they got that way. But don't realize that they're stuck at whatever age the trauma in them happened. That really does go down, but people don't want to acknowledge it. You know, they think, you know, your kid, they're just kids. They need to shut up and be seen and not heard, and that's not the truth. They are human beings when they enter this earth. And if anything, they're soaking up everything, you know, and we forget about that. And it's easy to forget because we also forget about the fact that even though we have children, we are growing along with them. You know, it doesn't stop you. You had a life before that child came in.
That's right.
And people forget about that. So, like I said, you should want whoever your mate is around, your ex is around, to be good to your children, you know, because clearly, you know, in most instances, they're not going anywhere, you know, and if it's not, like you said, there are exceptions to where you may feel that their partner doesn't like the child or, you know, is acting different towards them or whatever, then that's something that you need to discuss with that parent, you know, even though that can be difficult. Because I've seen situations like that as well, you know, to where people stay with people who, you know, clearly don't like their children. I don't understand it, but people do it. And you'll be surprised, is more, to me, what I've seen, is more men that do that than necessarily women. As far as the cases I've seen, where I've seen a lot of men will stay with women who don't like the man's child, and especially if they have the woman has children of her own, they're both bringing children into the relationship,
right?
And especially if it's the same sex parent. If it's the same sex child,
right?
Usually there's more of an issue between the new woman and if that guy has a daughter.
Wow.
We don't talk about that either.
Wow.
Usually, if it's the opposite sex, it's a little different because they're not exactly seen as a threat. Whereas that new woman looking at the daughter like, you know, that's the girl or the woman, even though she's a child, she ultimately got, you know, his heart.
Good point. Wow. Good point. You did. Dang, God, I miss you. I miss you. Dang. Just off the cuff like that. You left a comment. I said, listen, let me see if I can get you on. 'Cause I know you're going to bring up some different angles. You know, I'm going to be driving today just thinking like, dang, Leo is deep. You just shot that off like I gave you a whole night to say, I want you to write something down and come. You just full of wisdom. Don't laugh. It's true. It's true.
But it's the truth. I'm saying it. You know, it happens. You know, that's why, like you say, it's been shown that, like, even when it comes to men, you know, it's usually tension between the men and the son. You know, because it's testosterone versus testosterone. Even though this testosterone may be at a 0.5, you know, it's still the male, you know, because they buying for that person in the middle's heart.
That's right.
They want to be number one.
I am the only penis in this house that rules.
Yeah, that's
what it comes down to.
It's ego.
Right. Invite all the women around you want, but when another penis comes around, we have issues.
Yeah. And the way I look at it, you know, like I said, when it's the nitpicking is, you know, unless they sending your kid home dirty, my attitude, like I said,
yeah, with snot in the nose and lint in the hair.
Right. When my son go to his father's house, that's their time. I trust my son's father enough to where I know that my son is going to be treated good.
That's right.
By not only him, but his partner.
Right.
And I don't question or ask anything in regards to what's going on at their household. That's their household. That has nothing to do with mine.
Right.
You know,
right.
So that's their time. I understand, and I think that a lot of people need to learn to understand is that your child's relationship with their other parent has nothing to do with you. That's his relationship with him. That has nothing to do with me. And I'm secure in the fact of I'm his mother. I had him. I know the relationship that I've formed with my son. I'm not worried about anyone else coming along and taking that. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I mean, as far as just the love, you know, because when you have women that's possessive like that, which is usually some, not all, but some who even begin to treat their son like their man,
yep.
They have an issue when the son gets older, and those are the women that's constantly in their son's business, you know, having an issue with the other woman. And it's like, you have to stay out of that, because I don't care, being family with somebody is totally different than dating them. That's just like if my brother brings somebody, of course I want him to be happy and everything like that, but I stay out of my siblings' business when it comes to their mate.
Right.
Especially if it's a male, because at the end of the day, yes, that's my brother, but I don't date my brother.
Right.
I dated somebody's brother, and I'm quite sure that the romantic relationship is totally different than a family relationship, and a lot of people don't understand that distinction either. It's a difference.
And some don't. Some have difficulty drawing that line, and I guess lots of times because of the upbringing, of course, but when even getting involved with someone new, you really need to check their family and their rhythms. They're not going to give you a straight answer, and they would think that you're crazy if you ask them, your significant other, about their family, but you have to observe. I mean, look at this. You gave me a whole week's worth of talk shows.
We didn't brainstorm a lot of ideas, because that's a good show in itself too. You know, as far as us not asking the right questions in the beginning, or not necessarily paying attention. Like, we pay attention and see different things. We be like, no, we gonna ignore that. Maybe that's changed. And I'm realizing that, you know, not only are there red flags and signs that you get at the beginning, but even the way your body feels. We don't pay attention to how our body feels when we're around certain people.
Right.
It's right there. Once
energy.
I learned, it's energy, and that's the thing. A lot of people do not understand how everything does hold energy and how important it is. You know, how do you feel around certain people? How does your body feel? That's why they say, do the hairs on your arms stretch? That's for a reason. Do they stand up? Do you feel uneasy? People don't have to do anything, or regardless of what comes out of their mouth, if you pay attention to your body, it'll tell you about that person, but you got to be in tune with it.
That's right.
And that's what I had to learn. Once I learned that, I started to be able to pick and choose and decipher things a little better, or even if I was in the midst of something, I was able to get myself out of it a little quicker when I started paying attention and trusting myself.
Just bring a dog along with you. They don't lie. They don't like somebody. And when we hear that within ourselves, we're like, we let the superficial things, especially in a new situation, we let those things sway our better judgment, especially men. They'll meet the family, or they'll see something in that new significant other, and when they hear they'll superimpose, well, that head game is banging. Don't bark. You know what I mean? Well, she makes a lot of money. We ignore those things. When you hear that thing growling inside of you and the hair's standing up, the dog in you, the righteous dog in you, you better listen.
You better listen. Well, I would like to say that I think that it is very mature what she is doing. Like they say, it does take a village to raise a child. The more help that you have is good. It didn't say who had to be in that village.
Daggone right.
the people that are in that village will impart something good into your child because you want them to be exposed to different things. And I just think it's a great thing. And by virtue of the fact that she did get a lot of positive response, that shows basically proof of what I said, to where there are a lot of situations like that that people just don't talk about or doesn't get the light, by virtue of the fact that a lot of people are saying that's a great thing. It does happen, you know. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I think that she's doing a great thing.
Make sure to check out the bonus blog at LanceScurv.com.